Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. In this update, we're going to be talking about a major snowstorm for New England coming up on Saturday and Sunday. So before I do get started, if you do like weather-related content, please subscribe to my channel, as I will upload about 5 videos a week to keep you updated. And I do ask you to share this video with your friends and family on social media. All right. So let's get started. Here's the overall watches and warnings already posted. They've actually got winter weather advisories in far extreme west Texas, believe it or not, where they're actually going to be seeing some snow flying today and tomorrow. But right now, the main event is going to be up in New England, where they've got winter storm watches already posted for Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and a good portions of Maine. So we've got a better track of this overall setup of this upper level low. Yesterday I was looking to go a little bit more interior regions, and it looks like it's going to be kind of elongated and kind of stretched out, and the overall setup looks to put the low about 50 to 100 miles further east offshore. And that's going to tap into a little bit warmer air, bring more rain for some, but more snow for others as this tracks up the northeast. So here is early Friday night going into Saturday morning. We can see that upper level low kind of getting its act together. It's going to be mainly rain in West Virginia, portions of Pennsylvania, as this upper level low, it continues east and kind of starts to build. And so as we go into Saturday morning, this really starts to crank out. There's a lot of warm air on the south side, but as this kind of goes offshore, it'll start bringing in some of that colder air to the interior regions. But it's going to be mainly an all rain event on the south side for New Jersey, Washington D.C., New York City, getting into Boston, Massachusetts. A lot of it's going to start off as rain, and we're going to start to see a transition over to snow fairly quickly. I mean, you can see a 989 millibar low pressure right off the coast, set it up over right off the coast here, and you can see the isobars kind of really tightening up now. And this is going to make a kind of a demarcation of a heavy snow event as this colder air kind of gets pulled in from the north, and look at these isobars really kind of tightening up. So we'll see a quick changeover from a heavy rain to a heavy snow into portions of Massachusetts, getting into Vermont, and especially into New Hampshire coming up on a Saturday afternoon. And as we take this out another 6 hours, this low kind of really deepens further, still hugs off the coast. So this further east shift puts the snow a little bit further to the coastline now. And then a lot of the heavier snow, because it'll be warm air getting trapped in kind of warm air convection wrapped up into the system. And as this kind of pulls into this cold core, we'll see some extremely heavy snowfall rates. I mean, there could be at times 2-3 inches per hour. So these are areas that could kind of overperform and really dump some heavy snow in a short amount of time. Getting into portions of Massachusetts, especially as going into southern Vermont and getting into New Hampshire. I mean, these are the areas that I really think that are picking up some of the bigger snowfall totals as we go into Saturday night into the overnight on Sunday. And as we kind of transition into Maine, you can see some of the darker blues. I mean, these are going to be pretty extreme snowfall rates of easily 2 inches per hour at times, and blinding snow. I mean, the wind gusts are going to be 35, 40, 45 miles an hour. I think I've got a slide to show you the wind gust. And as this kind of moves up, this will be into Saturday night. So we'll have possibly a short amount of time frame where we have a changeover to snow, say in Boston, but it's going to be mainly a rain event for you guys. I mean, it's does it really count as snow if it's 36 degrees and snowing? So, I mean, a lot of the snow is going to be in the interior portions. And, but yeah, I mean, some of the places, a lot of the places along the coast are going to be an all rain setup, but the interior portions are going to get some very heavy snow amounts. I mean, some of these snow amounts could be 1 to 2 feet and spots, especially as we get into like New Hampshire, getting into Maine. These are the prime setups where I do think some of these totals can easily extend over a foot, if not 18 inches in some isolated spots. I would not be surprised 2 feet of snow as this goes into Maine by Sunday. But yeah, I mean, look at the wind gust on Saturday night, getting into the overnight on Sunday morning. Some of these gusts are going to be cranking at 35, 45 miles per hour easily for a good chunk of Maine, getting into New Hampshire, look southern portions of Vermont to Massachusetts. So that's going to be some pretty whiteout conditions at times, and going to be very difficult to travel in those conditions. So definitely make your plans accordingly as this snowstorm kind of gets cranking Saturday night into Sunday. But as we extend the frame by Sunday morning, yeah, this snowstorm is pretty much over Maine now. Now we're down to a 979 millibar low pressure. It stays off the coast the entire time, so that keeps the storm alive, cranking the rain offshore and then pulling in more of the colder air. And as it pulls in more colder air, a lot of the snow will be confined to the coastal regions now as it kind of mixes up. And of course, morning hours have a lot to do with it because we don't have daytime heating. So that is going to be a transition over to snow just because of the actual timing of the low pressure where you're going to be hitting the lowest part of the day as far as temperatures. And so, yeah, I mean, a lot of the interior portions could overperform, especially like in Caribou. I mean, this easily over a foot of snow, if not 18 inches. And, Caribou, Maine coming up. And, by the time we reach going into early Sunday morning, getting into the afternoon on Sunday, it's really over Maine now. And now the low is at 982. And a lot of the isobars kind of fattening up. Some of the winds tend to die down as this is pushing further northeast as we go into Sunday afternoon. And by Sunday afternoon going into Sunday evening, it starts to wind down a lot. And now we're transitioning to more of a lighter snow over Maine by then. And then especially as we go into Sunday night, getting into Monday morning, that starts definitely moving offshore. So it's a pretty quick hit. I mean, we're talking a Saturday, especially a Saturday night, Sunday event for New England. But yeah, some of these totals are going to be impressive. I mean, you're probably going to be in the borderline, say in Boston, where I think maybe you might get a little bit of a changeover, but you're probably getting 1 to 2 inches of rain. And like I said, you might see some flakes fly, but if it's 35 degrees and snowing, does it actually count as snow or not? So that it's going to be kind of a borderline event for you guys. But in the interior portions, I do expect a very transition to some very heavy snow. So there's going to be a lot of rain on the south side, but you could get a foot just 50 miles away and then nothing to the south as this low starts to really crank up. But yeah, some of these spots could easily dump a foot, if not more. And I think a lot of the places that are going to kind of be the bullseye are going to be New Hampshire, especially as we get into Maine. And like I said, some of these places, this particular model goes up to 2 feet. But yeah, so I would not be surprised of 18 to 24 inches. So we're starting to see kind of a lot of a model agreement with the European, the GFS, and some of the other models, the RGM models starting to come together and kind of being more consistent with the storm. So I feel pretty confident that these are the areas that are going to get hit the hardest from this particular event. So hey, I appreciate you guys watching. I do see a lot of major changes, in the extended range with the polar vortex and possibly a strat warming event. So there's a lot of things that are, if you're cold weather fans, to be kind of excited about in the extended range if things start to come together going into later portions of December, going into January. So there could be some major changes to winter on the table. And I'll be talking a lot more about that potential later on down the line. But I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video. Definitely leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after the storm.